Hi, welcome to Cooking with Chef Fred. I am Chef Fred, and today we are in my cookbook, Family Favorites, and we're going to be making the Baked Ziti. Now, if you'd like to get a copy of this cookbook, there'll be a link in the description below. So let's get into today's ingredients. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is brown our hamburger meat. So we'll get that in, and we'll get it broke up. Now I'm using a mix and chop here. I'll have a link in the description below where you can get one of these as well. And I also have my pot of water is on the back burner. So it is starting to boil. You want to go ahead and get that started so it can boil. I love this stir and chop. It gets it broke up really well. You just get that nice and broke up. And then we gotta just let our ground beef start going. Okay, now we've got our hamburger nice and brown. We're just going to let it get a little brown, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to drain the oil off of it. Okay, now we're going to make our sauce, and then into our sauce we're going to start with our onions. Our pasta water is boiling, so we will go ahead and add in our 1 pound of penny pasta. And you want to make sure that in that pasta that you've got a good amount of salt. You want that water to be nice and salty. Loosen it for a couple of minutes. We're going to add in our garlic. I want to get every bit of that garlic out of there. Ooh, that smells so good. Nice and fragrant. All right, we want to saute the garlic up. The reason I wait till do the garlic at the end is because I don't want it to burn. Okay, and then I go ahead and add my spices in because I like to toast them up a little bit. That brings out the flavors and the oils in them. To go ahead and put your spices in there, that releases the oils in them. And then once that goes for about 30 seconds, we add our crushed tomatoes. Get our crushed tomatoes in there, and then I get my 1 cup of beef stock in there and add in the sugar. And then we're going to let this stir. And this is our sauce for our baked ziti. We're going to let that start to come to a boil. Okay, we're going to put a lid on it and let that come back up to a boil. It won't take it but just a second. Okay, now we're going to add our hamburger meat back in and give that a stir. Now this is great if you're looking to feed 4 to 6 people. This will do a great job of doing that if you're having a few people over, or if you've got a big family like we do. We have 7, so it'll feed all 7 of us. The children like it. So we put our hamburger meat back in there, and then what we do is we just put a lid on it, turn it down to let it simmer, and just let it simmer until our noodles get done. And then once our noodles get done, I drain off the noodles, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, what I do now is I take my 2 cups of ricotta, which would be, this is 4 cups, so it'd be half of this container, and I put it down in there like that. And then what I do is I get that hot pasta that's been drained and I pour over it. And then I take and I stir that up. And I just use you can use a large bowl, or I just use this, one of these throwaway containers. We love them around our house. We use them for everything. We just take and give that a nice turn, and what happens is that hot pasta begins to melt down that ricotta, and it coats the ziti, which is what you want to do. Let's get that ziti nice and coated up there. Just give it a nice mix. And you just let it sit for, and then we'll begin to assemble our baked ziti. Okay, so here's what we do to assemble. Is we start off with some of the sauce down in the bottom. Like that. And then we take our baked ziti, our cooked ziti rather. And we spread it around like this. Okay, then we take mozzarella. Then we take our sauce, layer of sauce, and sauce it up real good like that. And then the remainder of our ziti goes in. and we just take and spread it out like this. Then we take our sauce, more sauce on top. Get the rest of that sauce out. Give it a spread. And then we top it with our mozzarella. And I get 2 packs because we like a good bit of mozzarella. So you do it like you want to. I recommend that you make a recipe for the first time, make it like you like the recipe says. Make it like that, and then next time you can make any changes to it that you want to make. If you want to add something or you want to take away something. Now this will go into a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes till it gets nice and bubbly, and it'll be ready to. Okay, we just took this out of the oven. It baked for 40 minutes, and we're going to dig into it here. It looks really good. Ooh, it's hot. The steam is pouring off of it. I'm going to get a little bit out here. Okay, I want to give it a taste. Get a little bit of that ooey gooiness. Look at the cheese just stringing. That's what I love about the mozzarella. Gotta blow it because it's hot. Oh yeah. You get that wonderful tomato sauce. It's homemade. And you get that ricotta cheese, and then you get the bite of the pasta. It is so very delicious. Thanks for joining me on Cooking with Chef Fred today, and I say go and cook something great today. And if you want to get a copy of my latest cookbook, there is a link in the description below. Be sure to grab a copy of that. Until next time, this is Chef Fred saying see you then. Bye for now.